Hey there, this video we're going to take a look at how to convert our images to black and white. Now there's a number of different ways that you can do this, and obviously it's completely up to you as to how you do it and what sort of versatility that you want to have over your image. First of all, I'm going to show you a way that you can do it. This is very simple. It's not rocket science, that's for sure, but it just allows you to convert it to black and white, and then obviously you can try and tweak it after that. Now I've got my layers palette open, so that's just on the bottom right here. It says layers in the tab there. If you don't see that, come up to the window menu, scroll down to layers, and make sure that you've clicked on that. That will then open your layers palette. Okay, I've also got my project bin open here. I've got two files. I'm just going to double click that to kind of minimize it a bit. And this is a photo just from a recent photo shoot that I did. And I'm going to create a new filler adjustment layer here, and that's the circle that's half black and half white. It's the third icon across on the bottom left. So I've got my layer selected there, the top layer, and I'm just clicking on that now, and it brings up these options: solid, color, gradient, pattern, levels, brightness, contrast, hue, saturation, and so forth. Okay, the one I'm going to look at though is hue and saturation. And that then brings up our adjustments panel here. Now, you've got different options in here. You can obviously, adjust your sliders and change the, the different color of things. We're not really too concerned about doing that at this stage. I don't need to. I don't need to change that, but you can do that to change the tone of the image as well. So, for example, if you thought, oh, there's, I want to tweak the greens a bit in the image, or probably in this one it'd be more the reds, or the yellows. So the yellows, you might want to just change the hue of that too, and that affects the tone of the image, and that can also come into play when you're then converting it to black and white if you're doing it this way. Anyway, let's get to it. I'm going to select master here, so this is the master channel, and then I'm just going to slide our saturation slider down to -100, which means it's completely desaturated. So it's sucked all the color out of the image. And this is also given us, you'll look in your layers palette here, you can see you've got a new filler adjustment layer. It's a hue and saturation adjustment layer. And that's editable. So, if I click on the eyeball in the layers palette there, that hides the adjustment. If I click on it, then it shows the adjustment. So you can see that the changes that it's made, and that's how it can be converted to black and white. Now it's a very basic conversion, nothing fancy about it. If you really wanted, you could do some real funky stuff, and like change the blending mode and whatever. Or you could just reduce the opacity of it a bit, so it's sort of a half black and white. It just kind of desaturates it a bit. That looks pretty cool too. Anyway, that's enough of that. I'm going to delete that now, the layer mask. Oh, sorry, the adjustment layer. Okay, so now I'm back to my original. I'm going to show you another technique now to do it. Now, the first thing we need to do is duplicate the layer. So I'm going to click on the layer and drag it to the new layer icon, and that's duplicated that layer. Now I'm going to come up to the Enhance menu and then scroll down to Convert to Black and White. And that's going to bring up a dialog box here where we can make different changes to our image. You can see down here that it's got styles. There's different styles. We've got portraits, scenic landscape, urban snapshots, vivid landscapes. And so you can really choose depending on the type of image that you've got. And for example, this one here is more of a portrait, but I don't have to choose portrait. If I think that the scenic landscape option is going to look better, you're free to do that. Now I've chosen portraits. I can also adjust the sliders here as well. So I'm just going to drag the reds here to the right a little bit. You can see the image is getting a lot brighter. I'm just going to pull it back a bit now as well, just so it's not all blown out. The greens, we can adjust the green slider there and just see how that affects the image as well. Okay. All right. And blues. And then you've got your contrast slider here as well. So if you want to increase your contrast a little in the conversion there. Whoa. Or You could pull the contrast right back and make it really flat. Obviously, I don't recommend that one. So that looks about nice, you know, and we're seeing our preview live here as we go. If I kind of mess up all my sliders and I'm not happy with what's happening and I think, oh no, I can reset them as well. And that'll just set them back to how they were. All right, so I'm going to choose my portraits one here, click on OK, and that's now done. Okay, so that's my before and that's my after. Let's have a look. I'll just do a comparison between that and the desaturating the image. Okay, so here's our desaturated version. And here's the other one using the black and white conversion. And you can see the black and white conversion that we did actually has a bit more detail in the image. If I zoom up a bit more there and uncheck, you can see around the mouth there, the highlights are a bit more blown out using the desaturation. But using the other method, it's got a bit more detail in the highlights as well. So that's probably a preferred one for that one. There you go. That's how you can convert to black and white using a hue and saturation adjustment layer. You don't even need to worry about what it's called. All you need to worry about is click on the black and white circle, come up to hue saturation and slide the saturation slider down to the end, or you can pull it back a bit if you like. The other option is going into the enhance menu and then coming down to convert to black and white. Once you've got your layer selected there, that option will be available. And that's it. That's two really cool options for converting your images to black and white. Make sure you watch the video again if you need to. If I was going a bit fast there and you kind of missed anything, just pause it, rewatch it, and you're away. Have an awesome day, and I'll talk to you soon on the next video.